after. So cool. All right, so glad y'all are here. We'll just go ahead and get started. I'll say a couple words before we start today. First off, I'm just really glad you're here. We're going to do a heart opening practice today. Just been thinking a lot about I think Mother's Day brings up all kinds of emotions for people. It was my first Mother's Day as a mom, and just like Iris was saying about her birthday, it's just a strange time to be celebrating things. So just thinking about opening up our heart to be able to allow love in so that we can in turn give love out. We're all caring for people at this point right now. So I'll go ahead and do a clearing. And I think we've all been on here before, so you know what a clearing is, just clearing out something that doesn't serve you so that you can let in something that you would like more of. So for me, my clearing today, this is organic, I haven't actually practiced this, so let's see. So I'm gonna clear, there's some excitement today, there's some big announcements coming at work, some clearing, excitement. Like I said, sometimes it can be positive. And I'm inviting in stillness. I'm excited about this practice, so I'm excited to just allow the space for stillness. So go ahead and take 30 seconds to do your own clearing, whatever that is for you. And then we'll meet up lying on our back, but grab your pillow or whatever prop you have, and then I'll show you how we're going to set up for a short meditation before we start moving. So you want to set up, we're going to do kind of a heart bench meditation. Just make sure that your heart is lifted somehow and that your head is resting on something. So maybe they're all resting on the same thing, or maybe something else. Go ahead, if you just joined us, welcome. So happy you're here. Make sure you are muted. And you can have your legs planted on the ground, your feet on the ground, or you can have them in like a diamond pose or cobbler's pose with your feet touching. If you feel like you need to be grounded today, then go ahead and place your hands down. If you want to receive energy, then place your hands face up. And we'll be here for a couple of moments. This is just an easy meditation pose. And like I said, we're working on heart opening today. So feel free to close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or you can leave them open, but just try to focus them on one point, narrow your focus a bit. And I want you to just focus on your beating heart right now. If it helps, you can place your hands on your heart to start. See where you're coming in. You can feel your chest rise slowly. And as you exhale, your chest is falling. And just focus on that space. How open does your heart feel right now? Focus on light coming out of your heart. So I don't know what this particular light looks like for you. Mine is starting off kind of like a white yellowish color, and then it's moving up and it's kind of becoming more fluid and a little more pink and some blues, and I can just see that love and feel the love emanating and radiating out of my heart, almost like a flower or a bush kind of growing. So see where that goes for you. Start with a light and see what happens. I'll stop talking now for about 45 seconds so that you can just be here and breathe and focus on this image. If you've wandered, come on back. Come back to that image. Spend a couple more seconds here. And then slowly, if you have your legs open, close them like a book. Roll over onto whatever side you'd like. And we won't stay here right now. We'll come back to this at the end, and then slowly come up. Maybe your head is the last thing to go. So maybe using a prop to help. And take a second just to reflect on that meditation. No judging or anything like that. Just noticing where you were, where you are. We're going to start our asanas, our moving postures, with a seated camel. So come to a comfortable seat for you, and that can be on your legs, or maybe you're like in a crisscross applesauce kind of position. And we're just going to bring our hands behind our back. So you can have your hands pointed backwards, or you can have them pointed forwards, whatever is more comfortable for you. For now, keep your sits bones kissing your heels as you push your hips forward and lean your head and upper spine back. You can again keep your head lifted, or you can extend it back. Just beginning some gentle opening. You may feel this stretch right here, right where your arm meets your torso. You can even, for now, lift your hips up a bit if you'd like. Again, pushing your hips forward. This doesn't look like a traditional camel. Pushing your hips forward, maybe you start to feel it in your quads. Keep the tops of your feet planted towards the ground. A little bit like a bridge, and then slowly come down. Pushing hips forward again, and really hugging your palms into the ground, no matter which direction they're pointing. So feel yourself rooting down, so you can get an extra stretch in your shoulders, in your shoulder girdle. And then slowly come up. If this is a deep stretch for you, use your hands at your lower back to help yourself up. We're going to come to the wall to do a, oh, I wanted to do one more thing, but that's okay. We're going to do, it's like a down dog, not exactly on the wall. I call it down dog on the counter because it's more, we'll do down dog on the wall in a second, but really this is just a stretch. So bring your legs maybe 3 to 4 feet from the wall, and you're just going to use the wall as a support to open up in your shoulders here, to open up in your armpits. Slight bend to your knees if you'd like. Hips are maybe, or legs are maybe hip width apart, maybe shoulder width apart. And the idea here is just to extend, just to find some length. We're going to use the wall a little bit today. Don't use the wall too often in yoga, but it can be a really nice prop and support. And it's always there, right? So sometimes we don't think of the things around us as things that are there to support us, but we always have some kind of wall around us. Even if we're outside, there's some kind of wall or something to support us. One more breath here. Maybe think about hugging everything in, rolling everything in toward the midline, pressing into the wall so you can pull away. If you want a little extra here at the end, lift all 10 toes. That'll help bring the stretch to the back of your legs. And then on an exhale, kind of do a little push-up as you kick off from the wall. We'll do a tree pose here. I like to do tree at the beginning and end of the practice sometimes, just as like a, where am I, kind of a check-in. So take a like 75 to 80% version of your tree. So if you like to go all in and do half lotus in your tree, I wouldn't do that right now. Save that for the end. So start with your right foot planted in the ground and lift your left foot up. So again, anywhere except for the knee. So you can have it on your inner thigh, your ankle, and wherever you are. Again, we're focusing on the heart. So have your hands at heart center. Start there. You may move them, but start there. Pick one point in front of you that's not moving and find some stillness. And then bring that foot down. You can shake it out for a second and switch sides. This time, plant left foot in, lift up your right foot. Again, 75 to 80% of your maximum, where you might normally go. You can even switch which hand is placed on your heart. Pick one point in front of you and focus there. I'm a little distracted. There's a little bug walking in my line of sight. You can always use your yoga tools, right? All right, and let that go. We're gonna do a couple rounds of traditional suns. This is a little bit different of a sun salutation than you might be used to. So just go with me and listen for the cues and the changes that may not seem super familiar to you. So choose your stance for Tadasana. Again, feet can be hip width apart. I've actually been enjoying having my legs together and my big toes touching. Just a little bit of a shorter stance. So you can play with that if you want to. Bend the knees slightly, and then inhale, arms up for extended Tadasana. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Take an inhale as you halfway lift up, extending your neck and spine. And then exhale, place your right leg back. Again, this is where you're listening for the change, into a low lunge. If you'd like, you can pad your knee here by rolling your mat, and then lift your arms to the sky. And just stay here for a breath or two. Again, suns are heat building, so we don't want to stay in them too long. Exhale, plant your hands and come into a down dog. We're here for just a breath. It might be your first down dog, so pedal out your feet. Come to your version of Chaturanga. So that may be with knees down. Maybe you take the tabletop version if you're pregnant or you just don't feel like moving all that much today. Coming into up dog or cobra, and then back to down dog. Bring right leg forward this time into a low lunge. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble with these wireless earbuds. Arms up to sky. Whoop. And then exhale, hands come down to frame your foot and step towards your right foot. Inhale, take a halfway lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. And then exhale, swan dive forward, and we'll do the other side. Inhale, take a halfway lift, change up the arm position, maybe on your thighs this time. And then exhale, this time, bring left leg back. Arms up. Take a nice sip of air. Exhale to down dog. Move through your flow, whatever that is today. I'm going to take my knees down. Moving through cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Stay here for a breath, and then bring your left leg forward. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, let it go. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, walk your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift up, your version. Exhale, let it go. And then inhale, arms to sky. Maybe feeling a little bit of heat already. We'll take one more round of that. A little bit faster this time, one breath per movement. Inhale, arms come all the way up. And then exhale, swan dive forward, hands to heart. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, step right foot back. Rise on up. Inhale. Exhale takes you to down dog. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, you flow. So flow out. Inhale, take a sip of air. And then exhale, back to down dog. Whoop. This time, right leg forward. Come on up. And then bring your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale all the way down. Last side. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, bring left foot back this time. It's confusing. Exhale, plant hands down. Come to down dog. Take an inhale, breath of air. And then exhale, come all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale takes you back to down dog. Bring left leg forward into your lunge. And then exhale, step forward to meet your left foot. Stay here for a second. Take your peace fingers and place them around your big toes. And you can pull on up for a nice little stretch here. Padahustasana. You may want to bend your legs deeply. Let that go. And then come on up. Take a sip of water, and then we'll move into kind of our standing series. I'm going to turn the fan on. It's getting hot in here. All right. So I'm starting on this side, but come to whatever side you want to on your mat. We're going to start in a down dog. So come to your down dog and lift your right leg up. Have your left heel pulling down towards the ground. Open up your hip on your right side. So make this nice and open. So nothing is changing on your upper body, even though you're feeling a lot of activity right now in your lower body. Open, open, open. We're not flipping yet. We'll have that opportunity later. For right now, just stay here with control. And then on an exhale, bring it through for a low lunge. We'll be here a little bit longer than we were on the traditional suns. So if you felt a little tweakiness, you may want to pad your mat right now. Bring your hands to your lower back. I recommend putting your fingers down to support your lower back. Bring your elbows in, elbow tips in, and then come on forward. Right knee is right above your right ankle. And you're just sitting here breathing. Slight heart opener here. You can make it more intense by hugging in. The more intensely you're hugging into your lower back, squeezing your elbows in, the more intense it's going to feel, opening up your chest and your collarbone. Bringing hands to frame, the front foot, place left hand down, come up onto your left foot and bring your right arm up for an easy twist. Easy twisting lunge. This is for all bodies. You can do this. You don't need to lift your back knee if you don't want to. If you're pregnant, create some extra space and open up. Feeling one long line of energy in your arms. So again, you may feel a broad opening here in your collarbone. Exhale, place your back knee down, and we're coming into gate opener. So you may need to shimmy a little bit as you come into this. Bring your left arm closer to you and bring your right arm up. This is like a little bit of it's like a kind of a side plank, but it's a heart opener as well. And we're starting kind of soft and gentle. This for me is more difficult sometimes than the actual side plank, just balance-wise. So you may need to use your left foot as a kickstand. You can lift your right foot if you'd like, or you can leave it on the ground. Either way, you get the same benefit from the pose. And just breathe here. Focus on that extension. Focus on opening the fascia. So the fascia are the tiny little connective tissues in your chest. The more you reach on up, the more you extend, the more you're kind of airing out those fascia. Whoop. And then coming back into the middle, you can move through a flow if you want right here. I'm gonna model just this kind of tabletop flow. So coming into tabletop, bringing right arm out, left leg back and hugging it in, and then switching sides. But you can take whatever version of flow you want to right now. Whoop. And then we'll do the left side. So for the left side, coming back into down dog, setting up strongly here, hugging everything into the center line. Bring right foot to the center of your mat, to the back, and then this time lift your left foot. And opening up into your left hip. So opening, 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 keeping everything the same. So tendency is to open up here, look under. Try and see if you can keep the top half of your body the same, just as you focus here on your lower body. And then on an exhale, coming through for low lunge, patting your back knee, if that's your preference. So again, setting up strongly here, left knee is directly on top of left ankle. Whoop, there's an email coming through. I guess I forgot to silence that. So hands are on our lower backs. Maybe this time we're pulling down on our hands, giving yourself a little bit of a low back massage. As you push your hips forward, you might start to feel a stretch right here on your left side. Opening up for easy twist. Right hand comes down onto the ground. We're coming up onto our toes on our right foot as we're opening up for a nice twist. This is a heart opener because you can make it really deep here. Do what feels right for your body today. So maybe that's leaving your back knee on the ground. One more breath here. And then exhale, bring back knee down, shimmy a little bit, bringing your right arm in and coming into gate opener pose on this side. Whoop. See, I don't know, maybe I just need to take these out. I think I'm going to just take them out. Come into gate opener. Sorry, y'all. They were falling out today. Can y'all still hear me? We're good? I'm so sorry. Okay. So coming into gate opener on this side, let me know if you can't hear me for whatever reason. We'll stay here just 1 or 2 more breaths because you all learn it longer than me. So right knee is down, left leg is up. And then exhale, come on down. Into your tabletop position. We'll just settle in a child's pose for just a second, just to rest. So we can make this a tiny bit active by clawing our hands forward. So our butt is on top of our heels, maybe we're shaking our hips a little bit, but we're clawing our way forward with our arms. If you'd like, you can place your head on the mat, or you can keep your head lifted, whatever is most nourishing to you right now. And then slowly coming back. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to see what I've written for the next. I have everything written on the wall right now for me. Okay, we're going to take down dog again. So move into your down dog. Sorry, y'all. Remember I said my clearing at the beginning was that there's so much in my head right now, so I really needed it. I needed to take some stillness. Clearly, there's a lot of excitement in my head right now. So starting in down dog to ground, pulling your heels closer to the mat, lifting right leg up, and then bringing it forward, this time for a high lunge. If you'd like, you can keep your back knee down, totally up to you. But if not, we're going to open up to a high lunge. Just being here for a second, a little bit longer than a second. Straighten your left leg. See how that feels a little bit different, and then bend it again. See how close you can come to the ground. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Sinking down in your warrior 2. Arms nice and straight in a T. Gaze is over your right middle finger, shooting out that love and energy. And moving into triangle, so straightening the right leg, kind of pivoting hips back and then leaning forward into a triangle. If you have a block or some kind of prop here for your right hand, that might be helpful. Slight bend in the right knee, not to lock out. You can even grab your right big toe with your right hand if that's accessible to you. For a little extra challenge, you can even take your hand, your right hand, and bring it up. Kind of more of like a falling star triangle. Wherever you are, lift your chin up. Maybe unlock your jaw. And then coming through center. Instead of a flow, we'll just kind of do this instead. You're going to slowly come up. We're going to do horse dance with some back traction before we do the second side. So for horse dance, you're sitting on your wide old horse. And you're bringing your hands just right here into where your leg connects with your torso, with your body. Maybe thumbs are digging in right there. And this is going to help extend your lower back. So if you can, bend your knees generously here. And then push down with the palm of your hand. This will give you a nice back stretch. And you know, usually I say bring your shoulders down, but here, lift your shoulders up. So that you're feeling the deep stretch in your back. Okay, we'll go ahead and take the second side. So windmill your hands, and then come to the second side in a down dog. If you want to take a flow in between, great. Lift up your left leg. We're not opening up here because we're just here for a second. And then bring it through for a high lunge on the left side. Set up strongly. Left knee directly above left ankle. Haven't done this cue yet today, so turn your hands in, turn your pinkies in so they're actually facing the back. Straighten the back knee, then bend it again just to see how different that feels. One more breath. See if you can drop a millimeter. And then exhale, open up to warrior two. Left heel bisects the right back arch. Sinking in. Hands are at your shoulder level. Gaze is over our left middle finger this time. If you've lost your breath, come back. And then exhale, hinge back towards your right hand, and then pull forward into a triangle. Left hand can rest onto a block or onto your left calf as your right arm comes up. Start here, and then if you took a variation on the other side, you can take one on this side. So you can take an arm variation, placing your left arm up. Wherever you are, see if you can just let go gently. Not trying to push anything here. And then framing hands. We're actually going to do something a little different before we move into our last little movement vignette. We're going to take down dog on the wall this time. So we did kind of a down dog pull, but now we're doing a down dog on the wall. So sit up against the wall. If you don't want to do inversions, which is just kind of going upside down, you can just take down dog, just regular down dog right now. But this is just kind of a different thing, a different pose for some of you who may want it. So you're going to sit up. This is where your feet are, is where you're going to want your hands. So kind of place your hands there. It's going to feel a little bit closer than maybe where you want it to be. You may want to watch me first if you haven't done this before. And you're going to start with like a shortened down dog on the wall. And you're going to bring your body up. You want your legs to be in 90-degree angle, so you're kind of forming a box here. This will bring a lot of strength into your shoulders, into your upper arms. And then if you'd like from here, you can bring one leg up, hold it there for a couple of breaths, then switch, take the other leg. And then when you're ready to come down, just gently come down into a seat. So play with that for 30 seconds or so. You can take the lifted leg variation or not. When you're done with that, take a sip of water. And we'll do a little more moving before winding down. Okay. So hopefully you got to play a little bit and enjoy that. Just something a little different. Whew, coming back into a down dog. So regular down dog, this time not on the wall. Check in and see how this down dog feels a little bit different than the first down dog we did maybe about 35, 40 minutes ago. Lift right foot up. This time we are going to go into wilding if you want to. So first open up your hip. If you want to stay here, or you can come into wild thing. And open up here with your left arm down, and your right arm reaching behind you. Planting both feet in so you can lift your hip points up. And then coming back to three-legged dog. Bringing right leg down, and we'll do the other side. So lifting left foot up, opening up in your hip. And then as slow as you can with as much control, coming into wild thing. So right arm is down, supporting you. Left arm is reaching back. Both feet are planting in as you're lifting your hip points up towards the sky if you're outside, iris, or the ceiling. And then slowly with control, coming back to center and back to down dog. Whoop. Rolling forward into a plank and holding here. If you'd like to bring your knees down, go for it. That is everyone bringing knees down. And we'll kind of roll forward into it's like a high cobra or up dog. If you'd like to take up dog here, go for it. You're gonna plant the tops of your feet and bring your knees off the ground. Or just stay here in this extended cobra, lifting your chin. We talked about bringing our shoulders up. This is the time to bring shoulders down. So have as much space as you can in your neck. Picking up point maybe 1.5 feet in front of you to look at. See if you can focus on keeping the tops of your feet planted, maybe even just pick a toe and think about planting that toe on the ground. And then exhale, tuck your toes, coming into down dog again. You're gonna shorten your down dog though this time, so bring your hands towards your feet, maybe 6 inches, and then bring your feet forward and out, so maybe a little bit wider than your mat. So this is a very shortened down dog. Short and wide down dog. So plant your hands, and then you may not even be able to see this on the video, but you can listen to the cues. Plant your hands and then pull your torso back, pull your shoulders back towards your feet. You're gonna feel, you may feel a stretch coming down the backs of your legs, opening up in your arms, all up and down your arm, your forearm, your armpits. You may even feel something in between your thumb and your pointer finger here. Now take your hands through your legs if you can, just for a different kind of stretch. You can have your hands with palms down or with palms up, and we'll stretch the other way. It's a little bit of a balance pose too. And then slowly bring hands to the middle. Bring feet in. We'll take Padmasana this time, gorilla. So bringing hands underneath your feet. I hope you heard that little pop. Bend knees slightly, or bend knees so that your torso can come and rest onto your upper thighs. And then relax your head and neck. If you want to give yourself a nice little hand massage here, double duty because it's like a hand and foot massage. Go for it. Just relax, sway gently side to side. And then let that go. And super, super slowly, annoyingly slowly come on up. Like really, really slow. I feel like, wow, I'm watching paint dry slow here. See if you can feel the articulation of your spine. So every single vertebrae is extending out. And last thing to go is your head. Shake that out a little bit, see how you feel. Okay. We are going to take dancer's pose. It'll be our peak pose today. So starting with the left side, if you have a strap here or something you can use as a strap like a scarf, you can use that to help you maybe get a little bit more deeply into the pose. Bring your feet together. You're going to stand on your right leg. You are bringing your left hand into your body. Bend it like almost like you were a server back when we had restaurants that were open with a tray. Lifting your left foot up and bringing your left hand to the inside of your left foot onto the arch. Bring the right hand up, and then slowly you're going to tip forward. So the point here is to keep balance, not to see how high you can bring your left foot. Pick a point in front of you that's not moving, and focus there. Think about bringing your hips down to face the ground, not open. It's actually my favorite pose. I like to do this pose everywhere I go, everywhere I travel. And then slowly come up the way you came in, bringing knees together, and then setting up for the second side. So bringing feet together again, knees are together. This time your right hand comes up, grabs the inside of your right arch. Left hand comes up as you kick your right hand into your right arm and tip on over. Picking one point in front of you that's not moving. Oop. I'm looking at a painting on my wall. It's reminding me of when I did this pose in the Dead Sea a couple of years ago. It's a challenging balance pose, so again, pick one point in front of you that's not moving. And then slowly release and come on out. Shake that out. We're going to move into, we're going to do camel on the wall before we come on down. So we've done this before. Just come standing by the wall. Actually, bring your mat closer to the wall. Standing up, but I prefer with knees down. So if you want to pad your knees here, go for it. But come as close to the wall as you can, with hip points hugging onto the wall. You can tuck your toes if you'd like to, or not, it's up to you. And then you're going to press your pubic bone in and your hips in as you lean your upper back towards your feet. This is ideally what we want camel to look like in the middle of our mats. With our hips just pointed in, just not moving. So if you'd like to, if you have the space, you can bring your hands onto your heels. Don't forget to breathe here. It's easy to forget in this pose. And then exhale, slowly come out of it, using your hand to support your lower back. One more standing pose, like I promised, we'll take a tree before we come on down to rest or to move into some slower postures. So checking in with your hands on your heart. One thing I like about this pose is that you start to feel your heartbeat slowing down. So you can take the same variation of tree that you took on the first time you did it, or if you want to take a different tree, go for it. So I'm going to take half lotus here. And I like to, when I take half lotus, place one hand on my foot and one hand on my heart. But you take whatever version of tree feels good for you today. I would just encourage you to have one hand close to your heart so you can check in and see how your heart rate's slowing down as we take these less intense poses. And then bringing left foot down, taking a little curtsy, a little bow, and then moving into the second side. Left foot's planted, right foot comes up into your version of tree. So half lotus or whatever you'd like, just keeping your right foot away from your knee. Maybe you take the variation I'm taking with your left hand onto your right foot and your right hand on your heart. And then exhale and letting that go. And coming into down dog, so we can take pigeon. So if you have any props that you'd like to use during a pigeon pose to support your hips, you may want to grab those right now. So coming into your down dog, bringing right leg forward for pigeon on your right side. So here you may want to come into more of a stag pose like we've done before. But the important part is to have both hips planted onto the ground. So if you need a blanket or something to support your left hip, I'd grab that right now. And then bringing your left foot behind you, either in stag, so either bent or straightened. If you're coming into the straight leg variation, make sure your foot isn't sickled. So stay lifted for just a second, kind of one last back bend. And we'll obviously take it on the other side before you come down. And rest in your pigeon. If pigeon's not for you, you can take, thread the needle on your back. That's a variation here that's a nice hip opener as well. If you've got your block handy like I do, you can use it to prop your head up. Actually getting a little forehead massage. It feels nice. And then find some stillness here. Slowly coming out. So bringing hands underneath your shoulders. And then coming up onto your left toes, using your strong core to come into down dog. You may want to pedal out your down dog, maybe lift your right leg up, open up your hips here. This is a good time to now make it a full body experience. Bring your head through. And then moving into the other side of pigeon. So this time, left leg comes through. You may want some support underneath your hips. And then choose stagger pigeon, whatever works for you. Bringing hands close to your body to rise on up. Feeling how long and open your chest is now that we've done all these juicy heart openers. And then coming on down, maybe on your elbows. Checking that your back foot isn't sickled here, so you're using integrity in these poses. So again, take any little adjustments you need to take to make this work for you, and then find stillness. Slowly bringing your hands closer to your body. Coming out the same way we did on the other side. So tucking the back toe and then using your core to come into down dog. Maybe a counter stretch. So lifting your left leg up and then opening up your hip. Bringing the torso through. And then we're going to come down to our backs. You can keep your props with you if you'd like. We're going to take either waterfall or shoulder stand. So for waterfall, it's like you're falling down into an L shape, just like this, with your legs up. Or you can have a block underneath your butt if you'd like in waterfall. Those are your options there. Again, hands up to receive energy, hands down if you want to feel more grounded. If you feel stronger in your just in your spine in general, you can take shoulder stand. So for this, you're going to place your hands on your lower back to support you. Elbows are going to come in. Activate your feet. And have your heels together. One long line of energy here. Make sure you're supporting your lower back. And if you want to take plow, you're going to keep your hands on your spine as you bring your legs behind your head. If your toes have made contact with the ground behind you, you can release your hands, but only if. Make sure you're staying supported if your toes are still in the air. You can move into deaf man's pose. And then wherever you are, either waterfall or deaf man or shoulder stand, slowly and with control, one vertebrae at a time, come on out of it. We'll take a bridge pose. I recommend restorative bridge because we took all of those heart openers. So if you have a block or something to prop yourself up, go ahead and put it underneath your hips, whatever height you'd like, or you can take a regular bridge and lift your hips. You want to be able to graze your ankles with your fingertips, so make sure that you can do that. Even if you have a restorative pose here, you can still put a little bit of pressure into your feet, so you can lift your hips up just a bit. That might feel nice. Might put a little bit of pressure into your upper back, into your shoulders, which again might feel good after all the heart opening we did. Or you can make it completely restorative and just stay and sink on in. It's up to you. And then moving the block out of the way. And coming down upper back, middle back, and lower back. You can take any last pose that you would like to do. So might be a happy baby for some, or a supine twist. And then come into Shavasana, your resting pose. Take up a lot of space here. Feel your mat supporting you. Feel the love and energy of all these people around you who are also doing this practice and also resting. Feel how open your heart is right now after literally doing heart openers. Picture that light that we started with. What does that light look like now, coming out of your heart? Is it flowing more freely now? Is it open so much that you want to pull back a little bit? Just check in and see where you are. It's not about judging, it's just about being mindful. And then take the last moment or two here to settle in. Allow your body some deep rest. We did a lot of good work today. A lot of strong postures and shapes. If you've wandered or strayed with your thoughts, come on back to your heart. Come on back to your intention, to why you came. And then start to bring a little bit of movement into your body as you wake back up. So circling our wrists, maybe our ankles, taking it the other direction. Coming onto your favorite side. Just staying here for a moment before we come on back into the world. I have a meeting right after this where we're going to get that big work announcement. So I'm thankful that I'm going into that space a lot calmer. And then coming on up, maybe your head is the last thing to come. Squeezing your hand to prop you up. And then sitting in whatever position feels most restorative to you, so we can close on out. Hands at heart center. Again, checking in with your heart one last time. I'm so grateful to you for showing up today. Thank you for spending this hour with me. It's such an honor and a privilege for me. And I'm grateful. And I hope your heart feels a little more open. I know mine does. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moore.